Hello and welcome everybody to this week's Zodiac Oracle for the week of November 25th through December 1st of 2024. This week we are divining our messages from the divine, from the Enchanted Tarot by Amy Zerner and Monty Farber, as well as the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle by Judy Hall. This week, crystals really felt like they needed to come out and be a part of our reading and our healings and or whatever guidance is coming for us for this upcoming week. The crystals were more strongly felt than the animals for this week's messages for everybody. So here today, you're getting a sneak peek and a little deep dive into the collective messages. So these messages that you see that are turned over are for everybody. Now, on the outside of this beautiful tapestry, the two messages that are, I want to say, out of everything, these are considered the higher collective messages. In other words, when we get out of our humanness and up into that higher energy of essence of who we are, we're all connected in that energy. We're one, right? So I call that higher collective energy. And since we're all one in that larger perspective, then therefore the collective messages are meant for everyone, no matter where you are, what your placements are. These are collective messages and for the higher selves of everybody. And then dropping down here into these two messages, I've got an Enchanted Tarot connected with the sun half of the tapestry, which represents the divine masculine energies and what we are collectively working with right here. And then paired with the crystal message sitting on top of the moon energy, which is representing our emotions and the feminine side collectively. So here we have the message for that. So these four messages are what I'm going to go over with you in this short video. Well, it's as short as it's going to be. But then tomorrow, we will do the deep dive and the full reveal of each of these messages. Plus, I will have written channeled messages in between because I like to test myself. Do a channeled message before I come and do the full reveal for you guys. And that's always exciting. To have additional messages. So starting with the bigger picture, in other words, our higher selves collective messages, starting with the Enchanted Tarot, just so you guys can see this up a little more closely. Here we have the Princess of Hearts. And a message here, Princess of Hearts. Something new, creative, and loving is to be expected soon. Be sure you're not being too romantic and emotionally naive to make the best use of it. Or you may be indolent, lying around daydreaming when action is called for. So be aware that the appearance of the Princess of Hearts in a reading may mean that a person with her qualities may soon be appearing in your life. And the Princess of Hearts lives in a romantic kingdom by the sea. She's blonde with fair skin and dressed in a charming fashion with a large flowered hat upon her head, as well as a heart-shaped reticule. Yeah. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. I know that tripped me up. Reticule tied with a ribbon around the waist of her velvet violet dress. She has a poetic nature and is gifted with great empathy for emotional and artistic affairs of life. With a gentle and tender nature, she is rather dependent on others, but if called upon, is always ready to be helpful or offer comfort. She stands at the edge of a glittering stream with two fish and are leaping by her feet. This water, the main element of the suit of hearts, and the eddies of turbulence in the sky behind her signify emotional qualities and a sensitive spirit. In her hand, she holds a poem which may pretend the beginnings of a love affair. Her messages are always from dreams and intuitions and signal new ideas, births, and happy surprises. So the enchantment for us to work with, if you feel called to do the activity here, write a small poem of your own from the heart, telling a tale of romance, beauty, and art. Lightly inscribe your romantic poem onto a seashell, and then take the shell and cast it into water, either into a river, a stream, a lake, pond, the sea, or any special watery place near where you live. The waters will take your shell and return its message in a dream. Beautiful. And then paired with that message for the higher self collective, we've got the pink granite. Pink granite. And the number 36 could have significant meanings for somebody too, if you want to look up the number 36, the number 3, the number 6, and the number 9. Might all have some additional messages for you to go search out if you feel called to do so. So the pink granite represents the lightning bolt. Pink granite has the highest pragmatic resonance of all stones and creates immense energy. Wow. So that self-understanding here is you are an ancient Egyptian with the arcane knowledge that role entails, but you originated in the stars. You understand cycles of both death and rebirth and immortality. You have been involved in ancient power struggles. Cut yourself loose. Become more grounded. Learning experience occurs regularly, and serendipitous synchronicities put you in exactly the right place at the right time. The divination is be assertive and make things happen. Events move with surprising speed once you focus your intention. See the whole picture before deciding. Be pragmatic, but don't give your power away. Maintain balance in a relationship. You need diplomacy and tact. Lightning can strike twice. If dealing with ancient strife, look at the bigger picture. So the healing insight that comes with this beautiful card for us this week is everything must pass away. Death precedes transformation and rebirth. The frequency is earthy and high, which is a beautiful balance. This particular stone connects with all 7 chakras, or all chakras. Timing is out of the blue, right? And the soul path is a lightning conductor for positive change. So, all I'm hearing right now, as far as the collective messages from the higher self, is that everyone has been working pretty hard at manifesting their dreams, their desires. And the more we have been unplugging from reacting to an outside world and tending to our inner world, we're bringing this into fruition. This is how we're making it happen. Woo! So for those that have been waiting on, some kind of loving proposal, if you will, whether it be with, a romantic partner, or maybe it's just a businessship or a business partnership, or a really good new friendship, all of them extremely beautiful to know, especially when we're attracting from a more balanced state within ourselves. The people that show up in our lives reflect where we're at. It's key to understand that. Okay, so dropping down into the collective masculine energy, our message is the 10 of Swords. So before a lot of you gasp for air, Take a deep breath and let it out. Tens represent the endings, right? And in order for like they represent a cycle coming to a close. And with that, it means a new door, new cycle will open. I particularly do like seeing this card coming up because I'm one that will dive into the shadow anyway, understanding I got to have a better relationship with that part of myself if I'm to be at peace. Right? But for the strife and struggles that we've been dealing with, right? This card is letting us look at, there's our lightning strike from the pink granite here. This is a lightning strike. The final straw has been done. Like, that's it. It's all. It's over. This is the message I'm getting right now. Like, intuitively, that strife, that hardness, the cycle, it's complete. So, and nothing, let me be clear here. Spirit wants everyone to know and be clear that everything happens for a reason, even if you don't see what that reason is. That's when you need to flex that faith and trust muscle in a higher power and a greater perception beyond what you're capable of seeing. It will help you disengage from polarizing a point of view that keeps you stuck in that energy. But it feels like collectively on a masculine level, the things we've been fighting for, it's like there's a full stop, because it's like, wait a second, the energy doesn't even match what we've been fighting for anymore. So I feel like this is like a wake-up call for a lot of people this week, just realizing, wait a second, I'm not as stuck as I thought I was. It's like having a shift in perspective, like a complete 180. All right, the Ten of Swords does represent ruin, right? And the awakening message here says, when you are terribly terrified that things will not work out, that ruin and despair will beset you, you must let go and let God. Accept that the struggle must end and blessed release will come at its finish. Healing a wound this deep may require outside professional help. Don't attempt it alone. We are, our nature as humans need connectivity with other people for the most part. We need that connection. We need human connection and support, right? So especially if you feel like there's a lot of weight on you, find at least one person that you feel comfortable enough with to hold space for you just to get out and let go what is ready to let go. And look at that, you got we in the feminine part, complementary feminine collective message here is soulmate. The soulmate crystal, which is very interesting. But I'm still on the Ten of Swords, so we'll come back to that in a moment. The enchantment, which is the action and exercise that we can do to work with this particular energy. If you find that you haven't gotten to that place where you've realized that something has come to an end, and maybe you're getting very close to it, but still feeling very bogged down, right? Working with this enchantment would be very beneficial for you if you feel resonated to do so. On a starry night, go up to a high place with someone who knows and loves and understands you. Look up at the distant stars and pour out your heart to them. Try to experience to the full any emotions that wash over you. Know that, like the stars, you are alive with a life of your own. You are an integral part of this timeless beauty. It is within you at every moment. Those we call saints, the countless women and men who have also suffered yet pierced the veil of this mortal plane, have not deceived us or themselves. We are one with all there is, now and forever. Ignorance of that is the true cause of our pain. Oh, hallelujah. Right? So collectively, this it can be a challenge, or maybe it's validating for people who are experiencing those challenging times right now. Please be rest assured, it is a 10, meaning you're at the end of this cycle. And I would say, if you haven't already realized it, this is the week you will be realizing it, and the time to do the action, because it's in the masculine. Let it go. Do what you need to pour it out so that it's let go. Okay. And then moving into the feminine energy, we got the soulmate crystal. I didn't even know there was a crystal called soulmate. Ah, right. So it's the twin flame. This guy represents the twin flame because there's two crystals growing there together. Oh, beautiful. So the soulmate represent, and you know what's interesting? The soulmate number 35 and the pink granite number 36. I was trying to get all this recorded for you guys while I was shuffling and pulling the cards so you can see it was like all done like, organically. And then I got 3/4 of the way through it all and looked over at my computer, and I didn't push the second button I need to start the recording, so I had to redo it all. But it's pretty amazing when two cards come out, and when I've done all that shuffling and pulling all the cards, how they show up and they're like back to back like that. It's a thing that blows my mind. All right, so the twin flame. Two crystals side by side call in a twin flame, a complement to your soul. This is what people mean when they ask for a soul mate. A twin flame bonds two people in an intimate relationship, or unites you with the higher part of your soul. And I believe both are relevant here. It's not either or, it's both. Like a twin flame is also known as like a second, almost like a carbon copy of you in another body, right? And then it also represents that twin flame is that connection, the twin flame within ourselves, which is the divine masculine and divine feminine kundalini energy. When that ignites and blows open all 7 chakras and your crown is wide open, you're now connected into what's called the trifold flame. So it's like an internal merging and part of the ascension for us on a personal level as well. So the self-understanding, you yearn to be loved, but does this come from a black hole that you need to fill? Black holes can be filled only from the inside by loving yourself fully and integrating different facets of your being. A twin flame means embracing deep intimacy and interdependency between yourself and another at the spiritual and physical levels. The divination, old heartbreak may need to be healed, ties with a past companion cut, or vows renegotiated. Prepare for open-hearted, intimate, unconditional love. Decide whether you want a soulmate with the soul lessons that implies, or a twin flame, a companion of the heart. Healing insight. You don't need anyone else to make you complete. A twin flame complements your own wholeness. So again, if anybody out there is still under the mindset and belief that you're half of a whole, you're going to keep attracting somebody who is also operating from half of their wholeness. When that saying is, we have everything we've ever need inside, it's not a joke. But you're not going to find it outside of yourself, which is what our Western world has us striving for each and every day. Get the new thing, wear the new thing, be the new person to fit into the new thing. It's like keep, reflecting and reacting to an outside world that is not at all in alignment with the truth of who you are. And we wonder why we're so sick and suffering and so much pain. we can change that. We do have the power. But we first have to learn that we weren't properly taught how to manage self, and then learn the techniques on how to do that, right? And invoke that twin flame within yourself. Because if it's a twin flame relationship you're looking for, like I am, or I'm ready to have, I got to make sure I'm cultivating my own wholeness, because I want to attract in a partner that's in his or her own wholeness. I'm open because I've been in love with both, and you know, love is love. It's unconditional. So, but yeah, okay. So this is pretty cool of what we're working with here for this week. Knowing a cycle of pain and suffering is coming to an end. Man, those of us that have been calling in the twin flame, you know, or, you know, if we really are ready, this is coming in this week. Woo, oh my gosh. For a lot of people, it will. For other people, it may not, but that just means that for those of us that if the relationship doesn't show up yet, this is the next level relationship we're going to have with ourselves, which I'm equally just excited about. Yes. Okay. So what else here? We have the frequency of the soulmate twin flame crystals here is earthy or high, depending on what type of crystal there is growing together like that. The timing is any moment. So again, that was in alignment with the lightning card, you know, out of the blue, right? So these things, something very unexpected, I think, is coming in. And it would be unexpected because even though we're you know, trying to manifest things, there's when it's not here, it's hard to believe that it will come sometimes, right? So it's always a beautiful surprise. It feels like it comes out of the blue when it does happen. All right. And then the soul path is unconditional, mutually supportive union. My goodness. So either way, I think this is, I wanted to highlight that today, the 25th of November, we're starting the 3-week Mercury retrograde periods. We're in the fullness of Mercury retrograde now. So just another bit of advice, if you're communicating with people, do it with voice to voice. So you're actually talking in real time, either on video or on a voice call. Try not to do text messages because communication can be a little bit wonky. People don't understand a tone that's being used behind texted words. So that's how things can get misunderstood very easily. So best to have a very clear communications over the next few weeks. Also, take this time to kind of just step back from that outside world and step back from, you know, maybe starting a new adventure yet. You want to use this time to dot any I's, cross any T's, just make sure that things are in order for when Mercury ends up going forward again, direct, then you will be ready to sign on the dotted line and get the ball rolling. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I look forward to doing the deep dive live with all who can join me tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday, November the 26th. Have a great day today and a wonderful week, everybody. Namaste.